glad you could join me today. Today we're going to make a delicious little dessert. It's rich and decadent and not too hard to make, but it is a little more ingredient savvy, but it's not difficult. I'm sure that you can make this yourself. It's in 2 steps. I've tried to make it easy for you. There's a cake and there's a sauce. We make the sauce first, then we make the cake, then it goes into a buttered casserole dish as the cake, and then we pour the sauce on it, we bake it, and the sauce will be on top when we put it in the oven, and when we bring it out of the oven, it'll be the cake on the top and the sauce will be on the bottom. And it's super rich and lovely. One of my personal favorites. I don't make it often because it's probably too calorie laden for most people to be consuming big quantities of it. I'll stop talking and give you the ingredients. I have 1 cup of gluten-free flour with xanthan gum. I have 1/3 cup of milk. This is for the cake part. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have 2 eggs and 1 cup of white sugar. And that's what's going to make our cake. The sauce is 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of, this is corn syrup. I have 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and I have 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. And I realized that this has to go over here with the cake. It doesn't go with this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the brown sugar, we're going to add the corn syrup to it, and then I'm going to pour a little bit of hot water into the corn syrup just to get it out of the bowl. I'm going to use my trusty whisk to get the rest of it out of there. And we're just going to add that in there. That's going to dissolve. There we go. And I'm going to add the rest of my hot water. Boiling water works best, but hot water is good. Then you add the cocoa powder to it. Then you need to stir this around until there's no lumps. And this is going to be your sauce for your cake. And it will thicken up magically well when you bake it. But again, when you put this in the oven, don't open the door and peek inside. That's the secret. Never open the door, never peek inside. Use a light in the oven, and if not, don't open it till it's just about cooked if you don't have a light. So as you can see, this is quite wet and well mixed. There's no lumps, there's nothing. When you drag your whisk or your spoon around the bottom, you won't feel any grit or anything other than just a liquid mixture. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my gluten-free flour with xanthan gum and my sugar together, and I'm going to mix them. Okay, and then I'm going to put my baking powder in there. I'm just going to set my sifter over there. And I'm going to take my wooden spoon, I'm going to mix these 2 items up. I'm going to make a little hole in the center. I'm going to add the eggs, break them up a little bit in there. I'm going to throw in the vanilla, the oil, and then the milk. And this is the cake part. It's just a vanilla cake. You need to get most of the lumps out of this, so it'll take a little bit of stirring to get that sorted out. I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. This is a nice recipe. You can serve it with ice cream, whipped cream, or just the way it is. You can have it warm or cold, that's the other thing. If it's cold, the sauce is a little thicker. If you serve it warm, the sauce is a little more liquid. There, that's the whole cake mixture. As you can see, it's kind of a little runny. Now, in this is my casserole dish. You need to have a high-sided dish because it will bubble up, and if you don't have a dish that's tall enough, it'll run all over your stove and make a mess, or your oven. So I buttered the casserole dish, and if you need to know how to butter a dish, one of the previous programs I've done will show you how to do that. So we just pour this cake mixture right into the bottom of the dish. That's all there is to this. And then we take our hot mixture, and I try to pour it over something just so that it doesn't make a big hole in the middle of my cake, just to break up the pouring. And you pour that all over the top of your cake. And as you can see, the cake has disappeared and all we can see now is the liquid. When this comes out of the oven, it's going to be the opposite way around. The cake will be on the top and you won't see the chocolate sauce at all. And I know you're going to love this if you make it. So